Welcome back to MTFC TV. Joining me at this time is a rather happy Dave Frecklington, I think it's fair to say. 70 minutes gone, 75 minutes gone, 2-0 down, Matlock looked dead and buried. I think that's a fair comment. We get, some would say fortuitous penalty, some would say not, which Craig Westcar scores, and then we get an undescribable goal by Michael Williams. How are you feeling right now, Craig?
I'm just pleased for the lads. I think at 80 minutes, I think the first goal went in. You know, we looked a beaten side. We looked low in confidence. After defeat on Saturday to Hensford, we're still feeling the effects of that. But never write the team off. You know, it reminded me very much of the spirit that we showed when we first took over at the club and went on a 15-game unbeaten run, I think it was. And that was the spirit we showed. And when you look at the likes of Marshall back, Whitehead back, Tempest, Taylor, you know, those kinds of players are massively important to us. And it's took them, they've been out, well, Cleveland's been out since Boxing Day. Marshy's been out for 3 months. So those players have been in and around the pitch, you know, bringing Westcar on, Willow on. Just goes to show when you've got those people to bring on and affect the game. Never write us off, you know. Don't leave early because, you know, that spirit's come back tonight, and just really pleased for the players to get a point, and a big point that'll be.
I think when Willow scored his stonking goal, the reaction from yourself as well, you just hurried down the touchline. It showed how big of a point it was, not only for the club but for yourself. I think you felt a lot better at full time with a point under your belt.
Of course, listen mate, we just played a good team. You know, we've played a really good team, Basford. You know, when we took over here, when we were bottom of the league, Basford was second. You know, I think they'd just beaten Matlock 6-0 at Basford. So to get a 2-2 when you look dead and buried, just goes to show that we've come a long way. You know, a lot of supporters can hear them in the stand and they're getting restless and voicing their frustrations out. You know, get behind the players. You know, we're not safe yet, but we've come a long way. Trust me, from when you were bottom of the league. Some people have short memories. We've not been great. The performances haven't been great, but that's we only lost one in the last 4. So to say we were pleased with that, you know, is an understatement, because it just gives the players a massive lift and a bit of confidence.
To get the likes of Cleveland Taylor, Marcus Marshall, Greg Tempest, those players on the side, it's the players that your side were built on originally, the foundation.
Yeah.
And I think it was them coming back as well that added to that fight, which added to the fight back for the second half. It seems to be something, they're the sorts of players that take the game by the scruff of the collar and say, right, we're going to get back in this, as opposed to in the past we've sort of, I feel, missed leaders on the pitch.
We've missed leaders. You can't replace them. We haven't got a budget where we can just go and place like for like. You know, let's not forget, probably one of the best players in the league's out for the season in Craig King. You know, we've had too many big players missing at any, you know, for most games. And when they've played at the levels they have done, and you've been big parts of that run, we've had to rely on, you know, Yates, Wiley, Beats and Beavers, you know, a lot of players, you know, Westcars, you know, Mags has come in and done brilliant to get the penalty. He's very clever. But to have them back in the squad and in the changing room, fit and available, has given everyone a lift. And like I said, don't write us off, because, you know, we're their first game back. You know, Marshall's lasted 90. So just a really pleasing point. You know, you can never write us off, and that goes to show that stay with us to the end, and you know, we'll hopefully get the wins needed.
I think one of the first lessons I was taught in football, that for a central defensive midfielder, much like Cleveland Taylor, unless you really know your football, you don't notice how integral they are to the team. And somebody said to me before kick-off, oh, Cleveland's too old, Cleveland's too slow. I think he's put that doubt as words to rest tonight. He was spectacular, along with many other lads.
Well, you know, we people were saying that Nathan Whitehead wasn't good enough to play at this level when he first came, won't get it on the first spell. People say Cleveland Taylor's over the hill. You don't underestimate how big them players are for us. They've been a big part of the turnaround. We set the bar high, you know, going up to 8th, but we've never took our eye off trying to do our job. Our remit is to keep the club in the league and then start fresh in the pre-season. So without them players, we won't be anywhere near where we are now. So, you know, they're massively big part of what we want to do. Cleveland being a first game back since Boxing Day, just being a voice around the place is experience. you know, he's massively key, as is Westcar, as is Marshall. So yeah, there's a lot of players that are important for us, and great to see him back on the pitch.
I believe Dwayne Wiley's got a gash on his leg. Is there any other injuries coming out of tonight that could possibly be a worry for Saturday?
We've got a few. As you can see, the pitch is very hard and you know, very bobbly. It's very lively. So it's took its toll. You know, Saturday, Tuesday. We've got Saturday, Tuesday again next week. So we've got a few with ice on these, but I think it's just knocks and just tired legs. They've put a big shift in tonight. So you know, we'll see on Thursday, see who's available, and then take that into obviously a big game on Saturday against Warrington.
Right. Thank you for your time, Dave Frecklington.
Cheers. Thank you.